So step number 5, probably one of the most crucial steps in the whole setup. This is where you do your initial user management. So go to the user management menu, click on users. Okay, now I've already added a whole bunch of users, as you can see. You can see that I'm a super admin, there's another super admin, and then there's all these other people who are just in departments, and they're just normal users. Now, because I'm a super admin, I have links to view the departments or view the security groups or even view the branches. However, most normal users don't have links. These texts will still show, but they won't be clickable links because they won't have access to see those or edit those areas. So I'll get into security groups later on. However, here we can see all the different users, and we can always look up more details about them by just pressing the view button, and we can see their profiles. So that's pretty cool. And if you need to edit someone's profile for them, reset their password, anything like that, you can do that as a super admin. So user management. Why is this so important? Well, because it all is about access. You don't actually need everyone in your church to have a RiskEZI profile. In fact, you probably don't need most people in your church to have a RiskEZI profile. What you do want is the decision makers. You want people like your board, your management team, your leaders, and the people that lead your ministries. If you're not a church, you're just an organization, again, you want the decision makers. You want the heads of departments. You want the board. You want the CEO. Anyone who's in a management or leadership position, or anyone who you've appointed as an incident moderator. Okay, so here you can add users. There's 3 ways you can add users. You can hit the quick add, the lightning button. You just whack in a name, just like that. And I'm going to use a completely fake email address for this user. Now, let's say I want this person to be a super admin because they've just joined our church and they're going to be helping out with running the administration. That's fine. I just make her a super admin just like that. I hit submit, and that will send off an email to her saying, hey, you've just been added to RiskEZI at Big Church. Would you please verify your email? And then you can log in and get started. Okay, so that's how you just quickly add someone. The second way in which you can add users is what we call the long add. So let's say this is usually more for a staff member or somebody you know a lot about because they've been around for a while, or they've just joined your team but you know all their stuff. They're not someone that's going to be gone quickly. So I'd probably use quick add for a volunteer or someone who's only going to be around for a short time, and long add for someone who we know a lot more about. So once you click on the long add button, you get to fill in account credentials, set a password, put in all the personal information, any additional information, and hit submit. It will do the exact same thing in that it will add them to the users. However, at this point, you've filled out a lot more of their information. They'll still get sent an email asking for them to verify their account. So that's the second way. The third way that you can actually do it is you can add a sign-up link to your website or send it to someone in an email or send an invitation to them. Essentially a sign-up allowed option, which lets people do themselves, but it will basically just be a quick add, but they'll put in the very basic information. You'll get given a notification saying, hey, somebody has signed up to your RiskEZI site. Then you can go check it out, see if they're who they're supposed to be, and away you go. So you can decide whether or not to use that third option, but these two are very good. And if you have a whole bunch of volunteers coming on at once for an event or something, it's a good idea to send a invite link out that they can all use. Okay, so that's users, adding users. Now, I'll get into it more later, but all users have access to your site, but you can decide how much or how little access they have to different modules. For example, not everybody needs to be able to view incident reports and see what's been happening. But everybody needs to be able to submit an incident. If they were working in a team and something happened at an event, they need to be able to submit an incident on the fly right there. So everybody has access to incidents, but not everybody needs to have access to the incident reports. Okay, so setting up your users, just some quick advice. I would put in all of the decision makers in your church, give them a profile. Don't make everyone a super admin. You really want to limit that access because it can do absolutely anything on your site. Just give super admin to one person who's going to be managing this site, or possibly 2 if you're a bigger organization, maybe even 3 or 4, but you don't want everyone to have it. It's just not designed to work that way. And too many cooks in a kitchen, too many people making changes, the software's not designed to handle that. Okay,